Hello, beautiful and amazing yogis. I'm really missing you all this morning and thankful that we are together for a recording. It's been a little while. I think it's been a little over a week. And just adjusting to each day as a new experience. I don't quite ever know how I'm going to feel when I wake up, and I don't know if any of you can relate to that. I would imagine so, and truly I love hearing from all of you. There are some of you I have not heard from at all, and I'm sad because I want to know how you're doing. So I hope that if you have a moment to email me back or send me a short little text and just say hello and let me know how things are going in your world. I would love to hear that. The online live classes are going really well, so if you haven't been able to go on to view those, they're live, but then they save them, and so you can view those at any time. And the feedback has been really good. I anticipate these going on for a little while. We're not getting any sort of hopeful information that things will be back to normal at the fitness center in a while. So we are adjusting to what we have before us in the best way possible. I'm just stating that as a fact for each of us. Today we're going to do a little bit of strength work, and I'm finding repetition to be helpful for me right now. I've done a few classes like that, and even in my own practice, when I'm doing my own yoga, I'm finding that repetition just feels really soothing, I suppose. And it makes it a lot easier for us as we do these audio yoga classes together because there's not so much to explain. And so what I'll do today is going to be going through the 6 poses that we will have as our set of repetition. And it'll be 6 poses on each side. And so we'll do maybe 5 rounds of that. And then we'll end with some breath work, a little bit of breath work. And I think that will be it today. So I hope that you are in your sacred space. Has anyone built a little altar? Question mark, question mark. When you come to your mat, is it a ritual or do you throw your mat out and go for it? Just curious. When I make the intention of coming to a space that feels more deliberate, I spend more time there. And I think I get more out of it then as well. So just keeping that in mind as you listen to the recordings. So I think today we'll start standing up. And let's come to the top of the mat. And when you get to the top of your mat, let's bring right hand to the forehead, left hand to the belly. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Imagine that you are releasing all of the tension and all of the worries. It's as if you can see that breath carrying those away from you with the exhale. 2 more times, just like that. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Last one. Verbally acknowledge, I release all tension and worries in this moment. Imagine you can see yourself and what you look like when you have let go of all tension and all worries. And then notice how that makes you feel. You are not saying these things do not exist. You are giving yourself permission for now to let them go. And now, silently acknowledging that your yoga practice today is helping you build resilience, helping you open to gratitude, and building strength of character, strength of body, strength of mind. And so it is. Feel where your feet touch the mat. Let your awareness travel up your legs, feeling the calves, the shins, knees, thighs, hips, belly, chest and arms, shoulders, neck, your face and your head, and then build awareness of sensation in your whole body as you stand here. Feel the air on your skin. Notice the breath at your nostrils. And now bringing hands to heart center. Taking a big breath in, reach the arms towards the sky, fingers touch overhead. Exhale through the mouth, slide hands to heart. Same thing, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more. And now let your arms come down by your sides and walk your feet wider on the mat. And just start to move side to side. Just a side to side swaying of your hips. And now as you sway, lift up the opposite foot. So you're just moving side to side. The weight shifts from one foot to the other. And now bring the arms width. So lifting the arm as you lift the leg. And be really smooth about it. And now plant the feet so that they're wide on the mat, left arm down, right arm reaches up and over. Inhale, windmill the arms through center, left arm up and over. Same thing again, 2 times. And now bringing the arms wide, the feet are still planted wide. Reach the hips forward slightly, draw your shoulder blades together, and then lift your gaze. Take a big breath in. Exhale, bring the hands to touch in front of you as you round just your upper back. Drop your chin to your chest. Shake your head no. Inhale, reach the arms open wide again, just moving the hips forward slightly. Lift the gaze. Exhale, round the back, hands touch chin to chest. Keep the fingers touching now. As you lift the fingers to the sky, lift your gaze. Exhale, drop your chin to your chest, bend your elbows so the hands come gently behind you. Inhale, reach for the sky, open the arms wide, hinge in your hips and just come down about halfway. And pause there in airplane. Just feeling the strength of the legs holding you there. Inhale, lift up, bring the hands width to the sky. Exhale, chin to chest, bend elbows, hands behind. Inhale, reach for the sky, open arms wide. Exhale, hinge in the hips. Feet are still planted nice and wide. Bend the knees and start to bring your torso and your head and your arms down towards the mat for a wider leg forward fold. And now just tented fingers on the floor as you bend your knees and sway side to side, slow and steady. Easy breath. And now take tented fingers of the left hand right under your head, straighten the legs. So left fingers touching below your head on the floor, bend the left knee, reach the right arm to the sky. Steady breath. Lifting the gaze towards the right fingers if that feels okay in your neck. Exhale, lower the right fingertips. Bend the right knee, straighten the left leg, left arm to the sky. Lifting the gaze, smooth breath. Exhale and lower that hand. And now walk the hands up to the thighs and press your way up to stand. Heel toe the feet now so they're hip distance apart for standing cat-cow. Bend the knees slightly. Hands stay on the thighs. Lift the tailbone. Drop the belly forward. Draw the shoulder blades together. Lift your gaze towards the sky. Stay in that bent knee, mini chair. Exhale, round the back. Belly in, chin to chest. One more time. Lift the tailbone, belly and chest forward, shoulder blades together. Exhale and round. Inhale, come up to stand. Bring the arms up overhead like you're holding a ball above you. Exhale, bend the elbows like you're holding the ball in front of your heart. Sink down into your chair. Inhale, reach the ball to the sky. Shift the weight to the left foot, tippy toes of the right foot. Lift that knee if you can. Exhale, lower the foot. Ball in front of heart. Sink into your chair. Inhale, lift up, ball to the sky. Lift the left knee if you can, or tippy toes of that foot. Exhale and lower. And now we'll do the same thing again, only quicker. Sink down into the chair, ball in front of your heart. Inhale, lift, right knee up. Exhale, lower, sink into the chair. Inhale, lift. Lift that left knee width. One more time each side. Exhale and lower. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. This time, bring your elbows with you. Come into a modified forward fold. where you have your elbows resting on your thighs so that the lower back can relax. You're not folding here. Your head is in line with your heart. Take a big breath through your nose into your chest and your ribs, and then exhale through your mouth. 2 more times, just like that. Big breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Last one, big breath in. Nice long exhale. And now come into a full forward fold. And just move here in a way that feels good. Let's bend the knees a lot. Plant the hands, step the right foot back and drop the knee. Coming into a runner's lunge, so sliding that right knee back. On the exhale, sink down in the hips. Inhale, lift the hips, come to hamstring stretch. Exhale forward to your runner's lunge, hips sink down. Inhale and lift. Back to your hamstring stretch. Inhale forward back to your runner's lunge. And now this time take the left hand to the thigh, take the right hand to the thigh, press into that leg and lift the hips up slightly so you're not sinking down in the hips here. So you have that back knee down, left foot planted forward. You're more upright. Take the right hand to the sky. Exhale, open your chest to the right and bring the right arm to float down behind you. Inhale, reach that arm up. Exhale, float it back around through center. Plant the hands on the mat. Take the left foot out a little bit. Left foot out to the edge of the mat. And now tented fingers right underneath you. It's like you're in a runner's lunge, but the left foot is on the edge of the mat. Hands are right beneath your head. Sink down a little bit. Inhale, lift up. Exhale and sink down. And now walk your hands slightly to the right. Nothing else has changed. Inhale, lift up. Walk the hands back. Gently sweep that left leg back. Big toes together, knees wide. Sink to child's pose. Inhale, lift up through table. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, table. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, lifting up for runner's lunge on the opposite side. Right foot forward, left foot back. Sink down in the hips as you exhale. Inhale, come into runner's lunge. Exhale, hands forward, runner's lunge. Inhale, hamstring stretch. Exhale, forward. And now bring the hands to that right thigh. Press into that thigh so you can lift the hips up. You're more upright now. You're not sinking down in the hips here. It should be comfortable here. Inhale, left arm to the sky. On the exhale, open your chest slightly to the left and bring that left arm down behind you. Inhale, sweep that arm back, up and around. Bring the hands to the mat. Walk that right foot out to the edge of the mat. Hands planted underneath your head. Now you're sinking down in the hips. Inhale, lift the hips slightly. Exhale and just sink back down. Walk the hands slightly to the left just to change the stretch. Inhale back to where you were. Lift the hips slightly so you can sweep that right foot back. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, tabletop, all the way up to downward facing dog. Inhale, forward plank. Plant the left foot in the middle of the mat. You're in your plank, but you're just moving the left foot to the center of the mat. Press back in that heel. Hook the right foot behind the left ankle. Really press back through the left heel. That should feel good. It should be a nice stretch on the calf muscle. And now come into that full plank just like this. That one leg back, nice and straight. The right foot hooked behind the left ankle. Inhale, stay just like that. Lift back up to what looks like downward facing dog, but you still have the foot hooked. Exhale, back down. Stay in that plank as you unhook the foot. Drop the knees. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, drag the hands back on the mat. Just feel the palms of the hands as you drag them back on the mat. Bring them all the way back to your knees. And then with a big breath in, come up on the knees, sweep the arms to the sky, fingers touch. Flip the palms so they're faced away from each other, still overhead, backs of the hands touching. Really draw your belly button in. Exhale, sweep the hands behind you and tuck them in your back pockets. Draw the elbows together, draw the shoulder blades together. Tuck the tailbone under a little. Draw the belly in a lot. Lean back just a little bit so you feel your body working to hold you here. Big breath in. Exhale, come back to neutral spine, so just right where you started. Slide the hands forward on the mat, flip the toes, lift the knees, downward facing dog. Move that right foot to the middle of the mat. Press back in that heel. Hook the left foot behind the right ankle, sink down to your plank. Really pressing back through that right heel, deepens that stretch on the right calf muscle. Strong arms, gaze between your thumbs. Lift towards the sky with the back of your neck. One more big breath. Exhale, slide the weight back in the hips just like you do for downward facing dog, but that ankle is still hooked. Inhale, gently slide forward. And then slowly unhook that foot. Plant the feet hip distance apart. Sink back to downward facing dog. Gently bend your elbows and your knees and slowly walk the feet to the top of the mat, coming into bent knee, forward fold, and then sway the hips side to side. And very slowly, with the knees deeply bent and the arms and the head really heavy, ragdoll up to stand. Let it take a few rounds of breath. Once you get to stand, pause, eyes closed, and gently roll the shoulders back a few times. And then forward. And now step to face the right side of the mat and widen the legs, one full leg's distance. And now we're going to come into our set of strengthening poses, and this is going to take some balance. So if you don't have anything close by, you might want a chair maybe to the left of you to help you through this. So maybe walk yourself through it the first time, see how you do with it, and then if you feel like you need the chair, you can pause this and grab a chair. Okay, so you're in your wide leg stance. And just turn the left toes to the top of the mat. Turn the right toes in slightly. You're in a warrior two stance. I sort of lied. I actually want us to come into our lunge first. Okay, so scratch that. Heel toe your feet together. And be like, what is Sheila talking about? Okay, top of the mat. When you get to the top of the mat, bring your hands together at heart center. We're going to be stepping the right foot back for the high lunge. So we'll shift the weight to the left foot, kickstand the right toes, bend that left knee slightly, find your focal point in front of you so that you feel stable as you take a giant step back and come into your high lunge. In high lunge, you are on the ball of that foot behind you. The sole of the foot isn't down, the heel isn't down. Looking at the front foot, the knee should not be past the ankle. And you need a nice wide stance to feel sturdy and to be able to sink down in the hips. Really press back through that right heel. And now we're going to be moving from here to a few other poses, so check in. How do you feel right now? Do you feel wobbly right now? Then have that chair to the left of you, just to hold on to when you need it. Nice high lunge. Press back through that right heel, sink down in the hips, bending that left knee. Hands are together at heart center. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, open to warrior two. And now the back sole of the foot is down. Toes are turned in slightly. Really sink down in the hips. Make sure the front knee isn't past the ankle. Big breath in. As you straighten the legs, keep the arms right where they are, straight out from the shoulders. Exhale, bend in that knee. 2 more times just like that. Inhale, straighten. Exhale and bend. 1 more time. Inhale up. Exhale, sink back into your warrior two. Next, inhale, just bring that left elbow to the left thigh. Barely any weight on it as you reach the right arm to the sky. Your gaze shifts to the right. It's going to get tricky now. Bring that right arm to float right down by the hip. Look down at your left big toe. You're going to need to lift the back heel and pivot on the ball of the foot as you bring the left hand to the mat right next to that left foot. Right hand to the mat. Lift that back heel and pivot. And now you're going to do that little sway back and forth. You're building momentum so that you can lift that back foot up and balance just on the left leg. Straighten that left leg, tented fingers right underneath you as you fold to pencil. Keep that left foot planted with the toes pointed right towards the top of the mat. Left fingertips planted at 10 o'clock. Really straighten and lift in that left leg. So straighten and lift in the hip. Right leg extends straight behind you. Draw your belly button in. Keep your gaze straight down now as you bring the right hand to the hip. Feel the toes of that left foot gripping the mat to hold you here. One more big breath in. On the exhale, bring the right fingertips down. Come back into your pencil. Pencil's just like a single leg forward fold, but try to keep that leg nice and straight. Tricky part, bend the left knee, plant that right foot behind you. Just walk the fingertips back now to help you. As you plant that back foot, you're coming right back into your warrior two. I know your left leg is tired, you can do it. Come right back into that warrior two stance. Left elbow to the thigh, windmill the right arm up to the sky, shift your gaze to the right. Big breath in. Ooh, lots of strength in the legs and the belly to lift you all the way up to your warrior two. Oh, the left leg might be tired. It's okay. And now let the arms float down by your sides. Turn all the toes to the right side of the mat. Heel toe, a little closer together, and then shake the legs. Nice, shaking of the legs. Walk the feet a little bit wider again. Toes still pointed to the side of the mat. And then take the palm of your hand and just rub the outer thigh on that left leg, up and down, nice and gentle. And then the right leg, just up and down, nice and gentle. Left side again. And the right side. Okay, Okay, heel toe the feet all the way together now so that you can shake out the legs. Shake, shake, shake. I was way over ambitious when I said we were going to be doing this 5 rounds. I bet you're all really happy to hear that right now. It's going to be more like 2 or 3 because now we go to the other side. All right, turn so you're facing the left side of your mat. No, I lied. I wanted to do that again, but we're not doing that. We're coming to the top of the mat. Okay, top of the mat. We're coming back to that lunge first. So let's just walk through what we're doing. We're going to do lunge to warrior 2. That elbow down for the side angle. And then we'll come into our pencil fold. And then our half moon modification with the hand on the hip. We'll come back to pencil. Back to side angle. Warrior 2. And then rest. Okay? Once we get through this side, we'll do one more complete round and then I'll see how I feel. Because you guys could always fast forward over that. So, all right, top of the mat. Bring hands together at heart center. And let's shift the weight to the right foot this time. Kickstand the left toes. Find your focal point in front of you. Bend the right knee a little bit. When you feel comfortable and ready, step that left foot back. And now you're in your nice high lunge, just adjusting where you need to make it really comfortable. The second time we go through this, I'm not going to cue all those little things of press back through the heel and make sure the ankle and knee are stacked. These are things you guys can remember now as we go through this second time after this side. So here we are in our high lunge. Really press back through the heel. Sink down in the hips. Nice wide stance. And you are upright. If you feel yourself really leaning forward and there's a lot of weight on that right leg, then you need to come more upright. Top of the head towards the sky. Hands together in heart. I'm watching a cardinal out my window. Steady breath. Inhale, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, open to warrior 2. Arms shoulder height. Gaze over right fingertips. Back heel is down, toes turned in. Inhale, straighten that right leg. Exhale and sink down. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, float down. Last time. And now very gently bring that right elbow to the right thigh and the left arm overhead. Just let the left arm float down to the leg. Looking at that right foot, now bring the right fingertips to the mat. Lift that back heel and pivot on the ball of the foot. Left fingertips come down. And now you have to build a little momentum here. You're going to have to work with that. Shorten the stance a teeny bit, maybe slide one foot up a little bit. I want you to try to build that momentum so you can shift the weight to the right leg, straighten that leg and lift in the hip, and then fold over that leg. Pencil. Inhale, lift again. So really lifting in that right hip. Right fingertips at 2 o'clock. Really grip the mat with that right foot, engage your belly, bring the left hand to your hip. Keeping that gaze down, just feel the strength of that right leg holding you here. Floating the left arm back down, coming back into your pencil fold. Bend that right knee and start to lower that back leg behind you. Walk
Walk your fingertips back to help support you as you drop that back foot. You're back in your warrior two stance. Right elbow to the right thigh, left arm to the sky. Really strong belly. Engage the inner thighs. As you inhale, lift yourself up to warrior two. And let the arms come down, straighten that right leg, turn your toes to the side of the mat, left side of the mat, heel toe, and then gently shake out the legs. Widen the stance again, and we're just going to do that self-massage on the outer thighs. Let's use the palm of the hand on the left outer thigh, and then the right outer thigh. And now just go side to side, right and left, right and left. Okay, release, just shake out the wrists, wiggle your jaw, heel toe the feet until they're closer together, and then still wiggling your jaw and gently shaking out the wrists, gently shake the legs. Big breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And now we're done, I've decided. So now you're going to come to the top of your mat. And we're going to come into a chair twist, prayer twist here. And trying to think here. Yeah, let's do, okay, so you're at the top of your mat. And then bring the soles of the feet, or the inner edges of the feet together. Soles of the feet would be impossible. So inner edges of the feet together. And then leave a little space for the heels. So you're less wobbly if you give yourself a tiny bit of space between the heels, but the inner edges of the big toes touching. And now as you gently bend your knees a little bit, really squeeze the inner thighs together. Really draw the belly button in. Hands to heart in prayer. Exhale, sink down into your chair. As you sink down, notice what happens. If you shift the weight forward on the balls of the feet and you're leaning forward, come back to where you started. Sink down in your chair, tailbone down. Gaze in front of you. Keep going. Keep going. Sink back with the hips. Weight in the heels. Prayer twist to the right. If you can, try to hook that elbow. So left elbow on the outer thigh. Big breath, widen the arms if that feels good. So you can open the arms up. You can take them out of prayer if you feel really sturdy here. One more big breath. Exhale, hands together, and then come back to where you started and slowly lift up. Just be real slow and mindful. Bring the fingertips to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Relax your thighs and your kneecaps and just pause here with your eyes closed, noticing that breath at your nostrils. And maybe you feel your heart beating. Big breath in. Exhale, sink down into your chair. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Draw the belly button in. Tailbone down. Top of the head lifting to the sky. Keep sinking down. It's hard work to come down like this and still hook the elbow, and all of you can do that. If the elbow is hooked, that's good leverage then to open the arms. If the elbow is not hooked, it's harder to open the arms. So then stay with that prayer twist. Let the shoulders be restful and just work on that balance and the twisting. Inhale, unhook the elbow, and then slowly lift yourself back up to stand. Let the hands come width to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart to rest. Thighs and kneecaps soft. one more big breath in. And then on the exhale, just sink back down into your chair and right away reach for the mat for forward fold. Plant the hands, step the right foot back and drop the knee. And let's come into a low lunge stretch here. So with that right knee back, so we did this earlier, you're in this runner's lunge, but now walk the left hand on the inside of that leg. Heel toe the left foot to the edge of the mat and then turn the toes out slightly. Hands are planted on the mat right under your head. So left foot, edge of the mat, toes turned out. Keep the foot flexed and then start to roll open on the outer edge of the left foot. If it feels good to sway yourself, just balancing on the hands, side to side here, you can do that. Okay, lift the hips slightly so you're taking the weight off of that left leg. Sweep that foot behind you and the right foot forward. Same thing on this side. You're in that low runner's lunge. Walking that right foot to the edge of the mat and then gently turn the toes out. Hands planted right under the shoulders. And then just gently rolling open onto the outer edge of that right foot. Again, slow sway, side to side. And then lifting the weight in the hips to take that weight out of that right foot. Sweep the right foot back behind you and then come into whatever version of child's pose feels good for you. Inhale and gently lift up to tabletop, and now pause here. So you have a couple of minutes to come into a stretch that you feel you still need. We'll all twist together, but I'm just asking you to pause and feel in your body what feels that it needs a little bit more of a stretch before the twist, and then do that. And now we'll come into our twist, which will be on your back. So if you're not there yet, make your way onto your back. And then drawing the knees into your chest, gently rocking side to side. Arms out to the side in a T now as you cross the right leg over the left, just like you're sitting cross-legged in a chair, keeping the knees bent. And now let's let the knees fall to the right just for a breath. So it's right leg over left, but knees fall to the right, which feels a little odd. And then use a strong belly to bring the knees through center And then exhale, knees fall to the left. Shift around on your left hip and your upper back to try and get more of that right shoulder blade down. Gaze shifts to the right. Deep breath into your belly here. And now bring the knees back to center, uncross. Same thing on the other side. So left over right. Gently letting the knees fall to the left for a round of breath. And then bring knees through center and off to the right. Again, shimmying in order to get more of that left shoulder down. And then knees back up towards the sky, uncross. Bending the knees, planting the feet wide on the mat, arms where it's comfortable, and then wiper the legs nice and slow side to side. Knees to the sky, extend the legs straight out on the mat and the arms up overhead to rest on the floor above you, coming into a full body stretch. And then with a nice full exhale through your mouth, bring your arms down by your sides, making your way into Shavasana. And settling in. And just knowing that you are allowing all of those intentions from the start of the practice to sink in, to really resonate in your body. Resilience, strength, and most certainly peace of mind.
Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva tvameva bantushta sakha tvameva tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva tvameva sarvam Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva.
Start to deepen your inhales. Gently move fingers and toes. Drawing your knees into your chest, rolling to your right side and pausing in fetal position. You can use your arm as a pillow. And slowly rising up to seated. And getting as comfortable as possible. Let's bring our hands palms up to rest on our knees. Eyes closed. And just practicing our Dirga breath or 3-part breath. After your next exhale, draw your breath deep into your belly. Let the breath rise up through your ribs, up to your chest, and then soft exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. Inhaling belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. 2 more rounds of breath. And then normal breathing. Notice how you feel. Hands to heart in Anjali Mudra, letting your thumbs touch your breastbone. Eyes closed and bowing. All there is this moment. And in this moment, all is well. Namaste. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day, and that your yoga is helping you manage this life as we know it right now as best as possible. Sending you all lots of love, hugs, and kisses. Bye-bye. Until next time.